So JD speaks, and what he has to say, it absolutely wrecks AH, talking about the appeals win in Virginia, clarifying the win that JD has indeed had, how settlement offers actually took place, what all of that means. Plus, they bring up this little thing we call charitable donations, telling you that JD, he's going to donate everything that he's gotten from AH, and guess what? He's actually going to do that, unlike other parties. Now, personally, I like this too, because AH said that she's not going to stop. Well, JD's team is saying, you know what? We're not doormats either. You and I, we're going to talk about what all of this means too today. Fun times, huh? Fun times indeed. All right, so hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day, by the way. I hope you are doing excellently. So if you missed out on the fireworks yesterday, it was something. The appeals process in Virginia, it stopped. That means JD's win, it stands in Virginia. AH, she's not going to bring any more litigation involved with this. She's not going to appeal anymore. And for that, she gets to walk away not with a $10 million payoff she has to make, but with $1 million. So everything still stands except for that amount of money. This is an announcement by JD's lawyers. I want you to hear this too. Washington, D.C., December 19th, 2022. Brown Rudnick Brand and Reputation Management Team successfully negotiated a favorable settlement for actor JD in his defamation case against his ex-wife AH. Now, I really want you to drink in the terms and conditions here, because the terms and conditions, they tell you that JD, he wasn't after money. He wasn't trying to get even with AH. If he was, this stuff wouldn't have stood how it goes. Let's break this down. So both sides, they will dismiss their respective appeals in the Virginia Court of Appeals on December 22nd. That means that AH, even though she said, oh yeah, I can win this stuff, I can get a retrial, just wait until you see everything I had to present. She didn't have anything. She knew that she couldn't win, and JD told you outright the only reason he brought an appeal is because she did. She wants to go for broke. Hey, go in, win it all. And I think she knows that he had a good chance of doing so. Under the terms of the settlement, AH's insurer will pay JD $1 million, which he has pledged and will donate to charities. So she gets off the hook for paying millions of dollars. This, it doesn't bankrupt her, which again, it says a lot about JD. For myself, I don't think I could have gone with that, but him, he just wanted vindication. He wanted his name cleared, and he wanted to be able to move on. He also brings up charitable donations, which will be noted in an interview. You will actually have that used to wreck AH. I'll show you that in just a minute. Here's a quote, though. We are pleased to formally close the door on this painful chapter for JD, who made it clear throughout this process his intent was to bring the truth to light. Partners Benjamin Chu and Camille Vasquez said in a statement, "This was never about the money. The jury's unanimous decision in favor of JD and against AH, it remains fully in place." And they keep trying to spin this, saying that this somehow, in some way, it means the opposite. You don't get to do that. Don't get to spin that in any way whatsoever. Again, the win stands. The appeals process, essentially AH had to get a taste of paying out of pocket like JD has this whole time. She didn't like that. She did not like that at all. And the payment of $1 million reinforces her acknowledgement of the legal system's rigorous pursuit for justice. In June, a Virginia jury unanimously ruled in favor of JD, following a 6-week trial and found that he had proven all elements of defamation. And again, remember, it wasn't just defamation. We were talking about malice. What she did was malicious. So that's a big part hanging there too. The 7-member jury awarded him $15 million and $2 million to AH on account of her counterclaim. After the verdict, both sides appealed parts of the decision. Now, in addition to that, they talked to the press. And this press statement, it is beautiful because number one, it casually wrecks AH. And if AH was planning on detaching from this, moving on, doing her own thing, that would be one thing. But she's told you point blank that she plans not to go into acting because, again, she burned all roads with Hollywood. She plans on, quote unquote, having her voice. And what that means is pointing the finger at anyone that she can, trying to casually wreck them, wreck their lives, going after witnesses, going after people who talked about this case and more. And also, they talk about how painful this chapter was for JD. And it was a very painful chapter. I mean, if you think about it, again, losing everything because someone behind closed doors, they did terrible things to you. Then they wrote an op-ed about it saying, no, you're the one that did it. Listen to this, though. We are pleased to formally close the door on this painful chapter for JD, who made clear throughout this process that his priority was about bringing the truth to light. The jury's unanimous decision and the resulting judgment in JD's favor against AH, that remains fully in place. That is a very important distinction because you have a lot of PR spin on that too. Again, all of that is maintained. Nothing changed. In fact, AH is acknowledging that. She doesn't want to tell you that by telling you that she vacated what she was doing. That's why it's a win for JD. But the fact remains, again, he won. She didn't do anything about it. The payment of $1 million, which JD is pledging and will actually donate to charity. Notice that there. Yeah, he's going to actually give that money away. Who's that a shot at? I wonder. Let me think here. It reinforces AH's acknowledgement of conclusion, the legal system's rigorous pursuit for justice. Again, she acknowledges that the decision came in. She's willing to pay there. And really, I mean, when you look at this, JD is also paying her to go away. He's essentially writing off millions of dollars. Unfortunately for him, she's had this offer before. I mean, this came up in 2016. What did she do? Well, she kept seeding the media with articles. Then she drops the op-ed in 2018. She made it abundantly clear that she never planned to walk away, and she's not going to do this time either. She may regroup, she may try to reload, as it were, but she is never, ever going to go away. Still, JD wins. It is maintained. There is no denying that whatsoever. That's big time. I mean, that is big time indeed. But anyway, let me know what you think about this. And as always, I appreciate the heck out of you. You make this stuff work. Thank you. Can't say that enough. It's amazing to see this close out by the end of the year, too. Yeah, JD can move on. But anyway, like I said, let me know what you think. Thank you. Going to end here. Thanking you again. Seeing you soon.